2020 election coverage, only on KHTS.
This is KHTS News Director Michael Brown. We've been reporting live all morning, all night last night regarding the results of the 2020 election. A lot of these races are very close. In fact, most of them are. But one of the races that really a candidate has run away with here is in the Assembly District 38, which represents Santa Clarita in the State Assembly. On the line right now, we have Suzette Martinez Valladares, who, as of the last update, has just under 76% of the vote. Suzette, how are you feeling this morning?
Good morning, Michael. Thank you for having me. I'm a little bit tired this morning, but really excited for our results and what's looking like a big win for our community.
Gotcha. Now, interestingly enough, we saw early on that a lot of the Republican candidates in races up and down the ballot were coming in behind. The interesting thing about this race is that we had two Republican women running for the seat. So we were wondering what we were going to see when we got the early voting in the vote-by-mail ballots that tend to lean more Democratic. And you had the lead then, and you've only continued to expand that lead. So it's still close, of course, a little too early to call things, but, I mean, you've got to be feeling confident about a victory at this point.
Absolutely. We knew going into election night that a lot of our candidates wouldn't have results. We saw the trends this year, which are unlike any year, but of course it's 2020, so we should be ready for anything in 2020. But you're right, going into election night, a lot of our Republican candidates were down, but we knew that our same-day voters was going to be high Republican turnout, so we did pick up some additional votes. And you're right, a lot of the races are really close. Our race, what's kind of so amazing is, from the inception of my campaign, I wanted to talk to our entire community, not just Republicans, but Democrats, no party preference voters, because it's everyday people that are affected by Sacramento. And I was just so thankful to have received some overwhelming support from the voters across our community.
Right, and you have right now, as I'm looking, I just hit refresh, and as of 8:14 is the last update I'm seeing, just over 116,000 votes. Now, Suzanne, I'm going to put you on the spot here. Like I said, it's a little too early to tell, but can we expect any official announcement from your campaign in the coming hours or anything along those lines in one way or another?
Yeah, once we have, some confirmation, we will be sending out a release, and Michael, you will be the first to know.
Appreciate it. Now, as we've been saying, of course, you having the biggest lead in terms of any of the races here locally in Santa Clarita, what words would you give of maybe comfort or reassurance or anything along those lines to either some of your fellow Republican candidates down and up and down the ballot, or maybe even residents at home who may be feeling anxious about these such close results?
Yeah, I've been, whether on the phone or via text message, texting a lot of our local candidates and just telling them to, keep up their spirits. We still have a lot of votes that need to be counted. The registrars have 17 days to accept ballots that may have been dropped off last night, put in the mail yesterday, anything that was postmarked. There's provisional ballots that have to be counted. A lot of these close races, I can guarantee that campaigns will have staff at the registrars monitoring ballots and the ballots being received. So it's not over yet by any means. And then, of course, the Secretary of State won't have certification of elections until December 11th. So it's going to be a long road, but keep your spirits high and keep all of our candidates that have decided to run for office in your prayers as well.
Now, Suzette, I'm going to ask you a flip question now. What would you want to tell constituents who may not have voted in the 38th Assembly District simply because they may be of a different party and they didn't want to vote for either Republican candidate? What kind of words would you want to tell them to kind of reach out across the aisle there?
Right. I mean, from the get-go, I decided to run for Assembly because I'm local, because I care about our community, I care about our state. I have had a career rooted in community service in my role as executive director at Autism Speaks, as the executive and CEO of Little Steps of Faith Preschool. I am all about doing what is best for our community. And most importantly, my door is open. People can reach out to me, talk to me. I will listen to everyone in our community. Everyone deserves a voice, deserves a seat at the table. If you didn't vote for me, that's okay. There are still things that we can come together on, and I would love your input. So people can email me if they want at Suzette@SuzetteValadares.com. Would love to open lines of communication for all of our community members.
Gotcha. And Suzette, before I let you go, again, I appreciate your time. I realize all the candidates' time this nowadays is extremely valuable. What does the rest of the day look like for you now? I know a lot of other candidates we've talked to, they've kind of nervously said, "Oh, go to work," but refreshing the feed, every 5 minutes or so. For you, what does your day look like?
Oh man, I think this is the first day where I don't have back-to-back meetings or Zoom scheduled. I will spend some time with my husband and my daughter, but it's really about laying the foundation for the state assembly seat, for being a voice for our community. So I'm gonna get some lunch. I'm gonna get some more coffee, meet with my team, and probably be on the phone all day.
All right. Well, Suzette, thank you so much again for your time. We appreciate it, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Thanks, Michael. We'll be in touch soon.
Thank you. And that has been Suzette Martinez Valladares, who has the largest lead thus far in any of the Santa Clarita races, with just over 116,000 votes compared to just under 37,000 votes from her challenger, Lucy Volotsky. So we've been updating you live on Facebook, live on air. We're going to keep updating you throughout the morning, going into the afternoon over on Facebook, and head on over to our website. If you go to hometownstation.com/election, I've been working on that. My team in the back have been working on that to make sure that we have all of the latest breaking information on election results for you. So you head on over there and you'll get the full story. And as far as I know, that's going to do it for us here in terms of interviewing candidates. Be pleasantly surprised if we come back. But make sure you stay tuned, though, here at 98.1 FM and AM 1220, as I'll still be sticking around to give you numbers updates. And again, hometownstation.com/election for numbers. So thank you, everybody, for joining. I hope you're all having as good of a morning as you can have in such a contentious election season. Make sure that you all take care of yourself, drink some coffee if you need to, get some rest tonight, do what you need to do, and I hope you have a great day and a great week. Reporting live, this is Michael Brown.